Listen, if you are in your 20s and you are not thinking about your financial security, we need to talk. Money is not just about looking rich. It's about actually being rich. And by rich, I mean having the freedom to make your own choices in life. The freedom to leave a toxic job. The freedom to never stay in a situation just because you have to. So today, we're going to be breaking down how to build real financial security as a woman in your 20s. And there's going to be no complicated finance bro talk. It's just going to be straight up things you can start doing today to set yourself up for the life that you actually want. So let's get into it. Okay, first things first, we're going to have to dig into our money mindset. And I know I start pretty much any conversation with mindset, but that is because it's that important. We weren't taught this in school. And let's be real, for the most of us, we've grown up thinking that money is hard work and really overwhelming, but it's not. Money is simply a tool. And when you learn to use it properly, it works for you, not against you. Let me make one thing clear. Ignoring your finances because it stresses you out is actually what's keeping you broke. The first step, guys, you have to start tracking your money. And all I mean by this is simply open up your banking app and see where your money is going. And I know it sounds so simple when I say it like that, but so many people just don't do it. And I can promise you now that small step will make you already feel so much more in control of your finances. Step number 2 is you need to have what I'm gonna call a get out fund. This isn't just an emergency fund. This is an I can walk away from any situation that doesn't serve me fund. So whether that's a toxic workplace, a bad relationship, maybe you just want a break. Having at least 3 to 6 months worth of expenses saved up will give you options. Now, in terms of how you start, the easiest way to set up something like this is to have it automated. Even if it's just £50 a month, you can set that up as a direct debit so that every time you get your salary in, it automatically takes that money out and puts it to the side for you. And it completely takes the thinking out of it. And by doing that, it makes it a non-negotiable because it's happening before you've even had the thought to put the money to the side. And let me tell you, your future you is gonna thank you for that. Number 3 is to get into investing. Now, I know most of us think that investing is only for the finance bros, but babe, we need to be in the game too, okay? Because if you're saving all your money and you're not investing anything, you're actually losing money due to inflation. So how do we start investing? As a complete beginner, if you're based in the UK, the easiest thing you can do is download an app like Vanguard, Trading 212, and you want to start by investing in an index fund. So instead of stressing picking out what stocks you want to buy, investing in something like the S&P 500 is going to spread your investment across 500 different companies that are all doing well. So it's super low risk and it's going to grow steadily over time. Again, with investing, the easiest way to manage this is to automate it. Set up an automatic deposit, £50 every single month, that you will put into your investments so that you don't even have to think about it each month. And you also are not keeping a tab on how much it's growing, because when it comes to investments, and if you're playing the long game with your investments, you need to just leave them be and give them time to grow and not be constantly checking on it. Because the point of investing in this way is that it's going to compound and you're going to benefit from that compound interest. The key is to just stay consistent, don't panic sell, and just let your money grow. An extra tip for you here is if you don't understand something, simply don't invest in it. I really recommend 2 books that you read before kind of starting your investing journey. One is called Invest Now by Kalpana Fitzpatrick, and the other is Girls That Invest by Simran Kaur. These books are so good for beginners. They really break down the kind of investing world from a beginner friendly level, and it'll give you a much better overview of the investing world, the different things you can invest in, and they're just a really great place to start if you are trying to get into investing and you have no idea what you're doing. But let me emphasize this, the earlier that you start, the better you are setting up your future self for success. Okay, step number 4, we need to stop the toxic spending cycle, okay? Now, we all know this cycle. We work really hard, we feel super drained, then we need to pick me up, so we go shopping and we spend £150 on a clothing haul to treat ourselves, and then we get a huge amount of anxiety because we're checking our bank account and seeing how much money we've actually spent and how low our bank balance is now, and then the cycle repeats itself. Girl, we need to break up with guilt-driven spending. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with enjoying your money, but you need to be asking yourself, is this purchase or is spending this money making my life better, or is it just making me feel better for the next 5 minutes? Now, to avoid this guilt-driven spending, you can try a few different tests on yourself. So the first one is to just wait 24 hours before you make a purchase. So if you have an impulse to buy something, simply tell yourself, I'm going to buy this tomorrow. And then when tomorrow comes around, you might find that you have a completely different mindset towards it and you actually have changed your mind. The second test you can do is actually look at the cost of something in work hours instead of the price of it. So instead of looking at a bag that's £200 as £200, look at it as X amount of hours of my hard work. So if you earn £20 an hour, that's 10 hours of your work that you are trading for that item. Is that bag worth 10 hours of my hard grind? Now, you might still find the answer is yes, and you want to go ahead and get it. But there's a chance that you might also think, hold on a minute. No, absolutely not. That is not worth that much. And then it will start to make you be more intentional with your spending instead of impulsive. Okay, step number 5 is to create multiple streams of income. Now, I know you've probably heard this 101 times before, but I don't think many of us actually understand the importance of not relying solely on one income source. Especially as someone that's young, and especially as a woman as well. There's no need in this day and age to fully rely on a full-time job as your main source of income and have no backup plan. And it's also quite dangerous to do that these days. Take me as an example, okay? I was made redundant from what I thought was a secure forever job back in 2023 at the end of the year, in the middle of me planning my wedding. And what could have been such a chaotic, anxiety-ridden time was actually a time I saw as opportunity and a time of new beginnings for me, because I used that as a push to actually experiment being my own boss in a career that I had actually built for myself on the side during all those years that I spent in full-time work. Jobs are not as secure as we think they are, unfortunately, but that isn't a problem if you're not solely relying on them. The best thing that you can do for yourself is find a way to develop passive income or some kind of side hustle, something that you generate even a little bit of money from. It doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have to match your full-time job. But it's just somewhere that you can get an extra little bit of money. Even if you're making an extra £300 a month, that is a lot of money to put towards your savings, to put towards investments that are then going to compound later and over time. So it's well worth it to be finding ways to actually increase your income rather than constantly looking at ways to decrease your expenditure. What I want you to set your goal as is have at least 2 ways that you can make money. If you have a full-time job already, that's great, that's one income source. But if you're stuck on the second income source, try looking into things like freelancing. That could be writing, that could be social media management, that could be tutoring. Whatever it is that you have a skill in, just explore freelancing in that area. You could also look into digital products, so making an ebook. You can make templates for something if you're someone that's really good at organization. You can make a planner. You can also monetize a hobby if that's the route you want to go down. If you already have a hobby that you do that you know you can make money from and start maybe selling products, that is also an option that you could look into. You can sell them on Etsy. You can actually sell other people's products and just get affiliate links for them and make commission, or you can even try content creation. At the end of the day, guys, money isn't just about the numbers. It's about freedom, having peace of mind, and having choices that you can then make for yourself and your life. So please, let's start treating money like the empowering tool that it is, and stop being so fearful of it. Because when you are financially secure, you actually get to design the life that you want, not just the one that you can afford. Okay, that is it for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did find the tips useful, let me know which one you are going to be trying in the comments below. I would love to know where you guys are at on your financial journey. I think it's definitely a journey and a process to get somewhere where you feel really confident with your finances. And I think, especially in your 20s, it is something that you kind of have to trial and error a little bit, but hopefully videos like this you do find helpful and find a good starting point. If you guys do want more content on money and mindset, then definitely hit the subscribe button and give this video a like, because that will really help me gauge if you guys enjoy this kind of content. And I hope you guys are enjoying the car chat so far. I really have been enjoying just getting cozy in the car and chatting to you about a number of different topics, because these are things that I think are really important for people in their 20s in general to be discussing and just be more knowledgeable in, and topics that we should just be really open and talking about, because we don't learn otherwise if we don't speak about these things. So I really hope that you guys are enjoying them as much as I am. And with that being said, guys, I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.